This one goes out to my people pleasers who are trying to learn about boundaries. So I fucked up um, recently with somebody who's just moved into where I'm staying. She's having a very hard time, like going through court, kicked out of property, all the rest of it. And I have always been, a lot of my friendship circle, even myself included, have always had a very chaotic life like that, very intense, very fast paced, very chaotic and disruptive. And I would say the past few years, I have really, I took a massive step back from a lot of my friends, really sort of reassessed my life and have tried to be a bit more intentional. It's definitely still not perfect, but it's in a much better place than it was. And yeah, I mean, I tried to sort of have a conversation with her about being boundaried because she was like, coming in my room and like da 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 da, really fast paced, like, really like high energy, high alert, like, oh, this is shit, this is going on, like, and that for people who are empathic or for anybody, but especially when you're an empath, it can be quite draining. So what I've done is I tried to speak to her about sort of how I've just started a new course. I'm just about to start a new job, and I'm in a new country, blah blah blah. Like I'm not somebody who is really like that like friendly, and when I live with, not friendly is not the right word, but I want to be peaceful. When I'm at work all day or I'm seeing my mates outside the house, when I get home, I don't want to see or talk to anybody. And I knew that she was not going to allow that. And I think the conversation then ended up with me saying, like, like I'm quite empathic, and I can really feel this energy, and yours is really strong, and it's quite chaotic, and blah blah blah. And it just made me sound like a fucking dick, and that was not my intention. And my intention was to sort of I put in there a bit of honesty about why I feel that way, and just like know that I'm going to be distant because X, Y, Z, Z. But it just made me come off like an absolute asshole. And then I was really like struggling with dealing with that guilt of like how I made her feel, because I didn't mean to hurt her. I never, and I could tell that I hurt her. And I think that's just one of those things, isn't it? When you're someone who's always been the emotional dumping ground for people, is that sometimes, like, as soon as you're going to be that person again. I was a bit too, like, and I struggle with that because when I was at home, there was a friend who had lost a kid to social services, etc., and used to reach out to me a lot, and it got too heavy. And I remember her calling me, and I didn't answer the phone. And then a couple of days later, I'd like found out that she'd killed herself. And I think that's kind of determined then all of my relationships with my chaotic friends then going forward, because I didn't want to be that one that could have helped. And that is such a heavy burden to bear. And I know it's not realistic, but it is like how I felt. So I guess this one's just to know that sometimes you are going to fuck up.